What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I want to show you guys how to perform a snapback in Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is a useful tactic which forces your opponent to tag out with another character. Now, before I start talking about this, I do want to mention that as of right now, it is free to do a snapback. In previous games, it will cost like 1 meter, and I'm pretty sure before the final version of Dragon Ball FighterZ comes out in 2018, I'm sure they'll patch it to the point where it does cost 1 meter as well. But as of right now, the day before the beta comes out, it is free to do a snapback. You can do as much as possible, and it's actually going to be a very powerful tactic to use in this upcoming beta weekend. Now, the way it works is Dragon Ball FighterZ is a very much team-based game, and it's 3v3, and it is important to cycle your characters in and out. The second one character starts dying, you want to tag in another character. That way the character that just got tagged out has a chance to heal a little bit while you're focusing on fighting with another one. Now in the background, you just saw me use Frieza to tag Vegeta out and force my opponent to jump on another character. That is a snapback. Now to pull the move off, it's actually fairly easy. All you have to do is hold your tag button while performing Dragon Rush, and in the PS4's case, that's either the L1 button or the L2. And by the way, depending on which button you actually hold while doing Dragon Rush, does decide which character gets tagged in, which is actually very important if you go against people who use Android 16, for example. In case you didn't know, Android 16 has an instant kill explosion move, which pretty much kills one of your characters if it gets pulled off. And normally, if you use Android 16, you want to either tag out or go into burst. If they tag out, you can perform a snapback and bring them right back into the job and finish the job and then destroy them. So keep that in mind. It is a very useful tactic to use in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now keep in mind, when you perform a snapback, it does not give you free range to pull off a free attack when your opponent tags back in. As you just saw with Majin Buu a couple seconds ago, I tried to do a snapback and then link right into a level 3 cookie beam, and it didn't work. And even as you just saw with Frieza, I tried to do something similar where I tried to set my opponent up with a death ball attack right as he tagged in, and unfortunately it did not work. Now you might get those Hail Mary attacks here and there where it does connect, whether you bust out a Hell Zone grenade or a death ball or even a cookie beam when your opponent tags in, but for the most part, if someone's blocking, they can get out of the damage and they'll be fine, so keep that in mind. Now what you can do, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of this weekend when the beta actually happens, is go for mix-up like teleporting, which you do by pressing medium heavy, and what that does is it takes one bar and you'll pop up behind your opponent, and then you can try to go into something. So it's like, if you can figure out a way to just kind of confuse your opponent and do something unpredictable while performing a snapback, that's the best way to go into some kind of counterattack rather than jumping with the next player. Now if you're new to a fighting game that features a team-based system like Marvel, or I guess in this case Dragon Ball FighterZ, you might be wondering, what's the point of snapback? Why do I want to tag my opponent out when I can fight the current character that's on the field right now? And the reason why is because so you can take advantage of them not healing. Because if you're in the background while you're not tagged into the fight, as you can see in the background right now, those characters with the blue is how much they're going to heal. Let's say I'm playing with a character and I take a lot of damage and I still have a lot of the blue left, I will tag out. While that character's in the background, they're going to be healing all that health back. So what you can actually do is force that character back in and finish them off. That way your opponent has one less character to use in that fight. Now with that said, there are certain situations where you don't want to perform a snapback, as you just saw me do with Cell. Instead of finishing off Vegeta and leaving my opponent with 2 characters, I tag them out and allow them to heal. You don't want to do that, because that's all that's going to do is give your opponent a chance to heal up. Of course, I realized my mistake, so the second I tagged Vegeta out, I brought him right back in, and the second I saw him dash at me, I busted out Cell's level 3 Solar Kamehameha. Now keep in mind, you probably wouldn't have been able to do that in the final version of the game. If they implement a 1 bar cost, I would have been left with 1 bar when Vegeta came back in. Therefore, I wouldn't have been able to do the Kamehameha. But maybe I could have done like the barrier or something. But again, that's something to talk about later when the game comes out in February. And again, I do want to note, I have no idea what's planned as far as what's going to change between this build and the next one. I mean, this game already changed so much since the E3 release, so anything can happen. So I guess when the game comes out, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, that is how you perform a snapback. Again, all you have to do is go into a Dragon Rush, which on the PS4 is activated by hitting R1, and all you have to be doing is holding either L1 or L2, which are your tag buttons, and depending on which button you're holding, your opponent's going to force out that specific character to jump back in. Oh yeah, and one last thing before I end the video, just in case you're super new to fighting games, the blue that you see in the background while your characters are healing is how much health they can get back while they're tagged out. If you tag them back in, that goes away. So in a situation with Android 16, for example, let's say you pull off the explosion with full health, you'll have blue across the entire bar, and you'll be healing that much while he's tagged out. Well, if you do a snapback and bring Android 16 right back in, he'll have next to no health immediately the second he's tagged back in. So keep that in mind. If you see him pull out the explosion and someone does it successfully and tags out, bring him right back in and get your revenge. So just keep that in mind when the beta is taking place this weekend. Overall though, I'm pretty sure it's everything, and once the game comes out, if anything changes in regards to how the snapback functionality works as well as anything else with the game, I'll make sure to cover it. So just stay tuned, I guess, in a couple months. For now, like I said, a lot will change between now and the release, so just keep that in mind. And again, I'm pretty sure when the game comes out, there's going to be some kind of cost with snapback. So you're going to go back to this video and be like, Rhymestyle, that's not how it works anymore. I get that. I didn't know that back then, because today it's September 15th, 2017 when I'm making this video, and the beta is taking place this weekend. So just, yeah. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you find this video helpful, feel free to leave a like for me below as well. Any other questions, feel free to tweet me or just comment it down below, and we'll take them from there. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.